Welcome to another episode of Trial Site News. Today we're going to be talking about a recent NIH study that revealed a potential link to the COVID-19 vaccines and neurological-based injuries. We're going to discuss what is going on here. And so, from Trial Site News, I am Adrian, and our episode is starting right now. So, although small and not yet peer-reviewed and barely mentioned by any media news outlets when it first was uploaded to a preprint server 3 months ago, a National Institutes of Health sponsored observational study in the form of a clinical evaluation involved patients with new onset paresthesia, which is abnormal sensations often caused by pressure or damage to peripheral nerves with or without autonomic symptoms post-SARS-CoV-2 vaccination. Now, this study was led by principal investigators affiliated with the National Institutes of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, which is part of the National Institutes of Health, along with a group of respected neurologists employed with Thomas Jefferson University, Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai, Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, and Massachusetts General Hospital, Department of Neurology and Pathology. Now, these symptoms post-vaccination are considered rare. So we must ask the question, what precisely does it mean when they say that this is rare? And this is an important question when addressing vaccine injury associated with the COVID-19 vaccine products. You see, little investigation has gone on into this topic, which we here at Trial Site News have been quite vocal on the need to study this more. Now you might be asking, well, why does this matter? Well, see, if even only 0.1% of those vaccinated led to injury, you're talking about roughly 2.2 million people in the United States alone that have developed new health problems. Of course, that cannot compare to the over 1 million deaths and potentially tens of millions of long COVID cases due to the result of direct SARS-CoV-2 infection, so there is that. But it is important nonetheless. The U.S. government has an ethical and moral obligation to study and ultimately care for all Americans. This includes those injured by the novel vaccines introduced into the population as part of the emergency use authorization back on December of 2020. Now, the study was uploaded to the preprint server earlier this year, and yet still hasn't been published. Strange. Now, the study represented by corresponding author Dr. Avindranath included 23 self-referred patients evaluated between January to September of 2021 for new onset symptoms of polyneuropathy, which include sensor motor or autonomic presentations within 1 month of SARS-CoV-2 vaccination. Now, led by the NIH, the study authors were able to utilize the Apex Research Institute's IRB for ethical approval. All patients were evaluated either in person or via television, while data was abstracted from medical records. The study team also reported in the manuscript uploaded to medRxiv that the team evaluated the patients for other causes of small fiber neuropathy, otherwise known as SF. And they reported 2 of these possibly vaccine-injured patients presented organic-specific autoimmune disorders. This would include one with Crohn's disease and the other with Hashimoto thyroiditis in clinical remission at the time of receiving the COVID-19 vaccine. So, what did the authors find? Well, first, the authors noted that all the patients in the study reported symptom onset within 3 weeks of the administration of the COVID-19 vaccine. 39% developed symptoms after the second dose, completing the primary mRNA series, while 17% reported mild transient symptoms after the first dose with full onset after the second, which raises the possibility of immune priming to the spike protein. Now, the authors also note that the only one of the patients was observed with evidence of pre-vaccination COVID-19 infection. Cross-reactivity between seasonal beta coronaviruses and subunits of the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein may well play a priming role here. Now, the study authors conclude that their observational study suggests that several neuropathic symptoms can manifest post-COVID-19 vaccine. And for some patients, there is potentially an immune-mediated process, and this observational study, while small and still not yet peer-reviewed, should be better understood with more follow-up study. Which, of course, more study, why not? Now, the NIH-led study team also reported that this study was observational in nature, involving self-referred patients, and thus the study is, quote, inherently limited by referral bias. While the authors acknowledged the temporal association of the symptoms to the COVID-19 vaccine, they declared that the uncontrolled study is limited by referral bias. Dr. Noth and team have articulated that they, quote, cannot ascribe it a causative role, and that they go on the record in saying that the data from the vaccine trial suggests that such manifestations are very rare, which of course is taking us back to the question of precisely how rare is rare here. This is an important question and something that really should get a closer look at, and one that we here at Trial Site News will be keeping an eye on. And that, my friends, will bring our episode to a close once more. From Trial Site News, I am Adrian, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.